Hello, everybody. Happy Martin Luther King Day 2020. This is Mortgage Myth Monday, and I really debated whether or not I wanted to even film a video on MLK Day, but one thing that kept coming into my mind as it relates to the housing market is the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And specifically for housing, this is something that keeps popping up for me in my head today is the Fair Housing Act. Fair Housing Act was signed in 1968, 1 week after the assassination of Dr. King. And basically what it did is make it illegal to discriminate against people in housing. And started thinking about what's changed in the 50 plus years since the signing of the Fair Housing Act. And for us as African Americans, not a lot in terms of homeownership rate. If you go back to 1970, so just shortly after Civil Rights Act was signed, you have about 42% homeownership rate among African Americans. Fast forward to the end of 2018, shows you have 43.5% homeownership rate among African Americans. And that's compared to what has been consistently around 74% for white Americans. So we are way behind, more than 30 percentage points behind on the homeownership scale. And it was illegal. It was actually legal, it was legal to discriminate against people prior to this being signed, and we still haven't really made any progress in those numbers in 50 years. Our homeownership rate has barely risen amongst our people. And so the myth part of it is something that I hear all the time when I'm talking to people about their goals for homeownership, and it's this concept of I'm not ready, whether it be because my credit's not good or I don't have any money saved up. And the problem with that line of thinking is if you feel like you're not ready, that's even more incentive to talk to professionals who can help you with aspects of your finances, your credit, understanding real estate. There's a lot of us out there who would love to help you achieve your goal of homeownership. And let's face it, we need to catch up. We are the lowest group demographically in terms of homeownership rate. So the Hispanic population is still slightly below 50%, but they're higher than we are at our 43, 44%. You have other minorities that come in. The homeownership rate for them is a lot higher than it is for Hispanics and African Americans as well. And frankly, the government has already done their CYA because of the fact that there is a civil rights bill in place that makes it illegal to discriminate. You can't blame the government for keeping people from buying homes. To me, this is my opinion, our problem as African Americans is information. We're not educated enough about the process, what it takes in order to become a homeowner, and we get scared. We get scared of what we're gonna find out when we try to get that information, or we go out and we try to do it on our own because we're too embarrassed to talk to somebody else about our situations, especially people who could be in position to help. So as we take this day to celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I encourage us all to do a little bit more and be more open to communicating with other people that are in position to help us achieve our goals, be more successful, and eventually accumulate higher homeownership rates for our people, because that's how we leave a legacy for those coming behind us, is to develop homeownership and have people with assets that they can inherit from us to move forward and uplift our people. That's it for Mortgage Myth Monday today, Martin Luther King Day 2020. Listen out for our next episode in about 2 weeks. Thanks.